Now I feel like a void, Now I gotta, and it's World Masters is not gonna fill it. I'm sorry, Luke. I feel like
What?
there's a, well, we had,
All right, welcome to this episode of Social Kick. We got a partial crew here. Dr. John Mullen, physical therapist, here with world champs, masters, training, in training time, Luke Paddington. How you doing, man?
Man, I love taper. I forgot how good taper was. I'm a week out from my individual 53 and what is it? 10 days from my relay, and the taper is fully kicking in.
Nice. You bold enough to throw out some goal times or what you're hoping to achieve at this meet?
I'm hoping to medal in the relay for Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
So that's all that matters. So we are ranked fifth going in. It's a close fifth. So we want a medal, which would be awesome for a little tiny country. And in the 240-year-old plus relay category. 240 years, John. That's a lot of swimming experience and a lot of swimming pain.
It's a whole lot of years. That's the medley relay.
No, the freestyle relay. We're doing the
Okay.
freestyle and the medley. The medley, we're not even in contention, top 8, because the breaststroker hasn't swum breaststroke for 40 years. So the breaststroker has some work to do. It's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Always blame the breaststroker. We know that's like the safest route to go, right?
Apparently, he pulled a groin surfing in Hawaii. Don't know what he was doing in Hawaii surfing before Worlds, but moral of the story, don't surf in Hawaii right before your World Championship meet. Masters.
Hey, from what I heard, training camps can be challenging for a lot of people. Some people get sick, other people pull groin. So I think you are just living Team USA's training camp experience, Luke. For
I
those who
must
don't know,
say,
Luke is talking about himself this whole time. He is this, glorious 40-year taper breaststroker on the Trinidadian Masters relay.
I must say, living in Hawaii for that week, acai bowls for breakfast and then poke for lunch and dinner, I was checking the quality of my poke constantly. After a certain Thai experience, I heard it also going on at the same time.
Okay, well, glad you made it back, and you're not. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe no offense to this. Maybe you wanted to lose 10 to 15 pounds from being sick out there.
You have to wonder how much. So, obviously, we're referring to the USA and other nations.
Many other teams, yeah.
Many other teams. And, we can imagine what it's like to have what they say gastroenteritis, but how much weight they lost, strength, weakness, that's crazy.
Big time. I mean, we can talk about this a little right now. I mean, I think that's why I guess when I look back when I was really sick as a young kid, I could not perform, and I was just a stick, super skinny. And when I saw Luka Mijakovic swim that 400 free and add like 15 seconds, I was like, oh man, that kid doesn't have 10 pounds to lose. There's no way you can bounce back. And he just doesn't have as much international experience, where some of these other ones, they are probably more tenured with dealing with stress and overcoming obstacles and things like that. But nonetheless, an intriguing world championship, to say the least.
No, 100%. We think about the physical issues. We mentioned stress. It's absolutely like, oh my God, I am not at my best, and you don't have that confidence, and you show up on the world stage, your first worlds, the Campbell McKeans, the Tommy Johnsons, the Luca, and they don't have the confidence. Maybe even if they don't have even if the physical stuff came back. So
Yep. No,
all right,
sure.
Let's dive into it.
Well, let's get into it. All right. Well, we're going to start with some audience questions. Thanks for those that submitted it. Once again, at Social Kick Swim on Instagram and on YouTube. We usually ask for audience questions before every show. So if you want to direct what we talk about, get your questions in there. Okay. All right. Maybe this is pertinent to you because maybe you guys have a prelims relay at Masters Worlds, Luke. But Leanne Strain wants to know, is it so hard to select a relay through preliminaries? So I think she's talking about a lot of teams missing finals that we thought would be on finals, switching relay lineups. Just, I don't know. Why is that so hard? What do you think, Luke?
Well, first of all, for the Masters case, we can't do 2 relays in one day. We have 153 in us per day. That's it. So
Luke only has 2 groins. He can't go through more than 2 groins.
Exactly. It's like kidneys. So there you go. But honestly, it's all part of the discussion how the world is catching up and the depth is there. You should see some of these relays that were in the finals. I was like, wait, they made finals? That's fantastic. And you can't play around. You just can't play around in the mornings. And a lot of teams are wanting to rest their swimmers, especially the 6 swimmers who are trying to minimize being on. We saw a lot of big name swimmers not being on relays, even in finals. So they're trying to rest. And you're going to miss it. The relays are getting close. They are tight.
Yep. And I think to be straightforward, yes, it is this hard, especially when you have multiple people at same speeds deciding who's on, who's not on. It's
Yep.
tough for a country like even the US where you have so many people. Now, I think what gets challenging is, like you said, Luke, the rest of the world's catching up this cat and mouse game, and we're starting to see less of this cat and mouse game, at least in that medley relay when more big names were in there. But even then, end of the last day of the meet, some of these swimmers aren't used to swimming prelim relays. I mean, I never thought I'd see Kyle Chalmers split a 48 on a relay, and that just
Yeah.
shows people are getting tired that last day. Even if you're a big name, it's hard to get up the same way for prelims because that's one reason that makes them so great is the big light, and then oh, it's prelims. That's a whole different feeling.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, I was really impressed that Summer after 4 IM, she ran off to go get on that relay, and like what, 20 minutes later. You think how hard that is. A lot of swimmers had to deal with that situational tiredness, and that was day 7. So yeah, I hear you know.
Yep. All right, next one. What makes Léon Marchand's underwater dolphin kick so special, and how can one train for it? This is from Zarl O. Martin. So, I mean, I can start with this one. I mean, I think what makes it so different is, I mean, he just has such good body control and undulation. He's getting so much from every part of that kick. We saw it with Phelps. We see it with all the good, especially like endurance underwater kickers. When you look at like someone like Jordan Crooks, it's a little different because it's so powerful. They're getting more undulation, so much into it. Dressel as well. But with, Léon, it's just so rhythmic. So I think how to train is very tough because I do think a lot of it is just a skill that one is born with, but I do think just like slowly segmenting and trying to feel water throughout your whole body all the way down to your toes on the up and down kick is as best as you can do with it. But it's going to be a tough one because a lot of people train like him and not a lot of people swim like him. That's for sure.
You remember when we spoke to him a couple of years ago, was it 2-3 years ago? How
Yep.
he said that he does 11 kicks off each wall every single turn, every single practice, warm up to warm down every single day. And that was 3 years ago. I challenge anybody out there, every single turn of your practice today, just do 4 kicks off the wall. Every single turn in warm up, and then go 5 a week later, then 6, then try and hit 11. And this is short course yards, right? So then, so you're doing a lot more of that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get your oxygen back as much as with long course perhaps in a warm up set. And he's been doing it for years. So you need to start there. So yeah, he consistency, dedication, and badass.
Yep. No, I hear you. Yeah, I take one. I'm in pretty good swimming shape right now. I take one dolphin kick off each wall, and I feel like I'm doing well. And sometimes I when I'm not in the zone, I'm doing 0 kicks and just gliding. So I can't even imagine 4 like you suggested or even more.
Yeah.
All right, we had a couple questions about Pan not qualifying for the finals in the 100 free from Sixumco K-Hop and Harrow Hughes. So for those that don't know, the Asian Games are coming up, I think, in a month. And for a lot of the Chinese athletes, a lot of the Asian athletes in general, there's more prize money and more sponsorship money at Asia Games. So a lot of them will actually focus on this event more than Worlds, which may sound odd from a Westerner or even European country view. But this is what people are focused on. So I'm fully expecting him to, have a really good swim at Asia Games. I also think he was, as he's done sometimes, just trying to skirt into finals and miscalculated it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's going to go 46-4 at Asian Games, but I bet you we see, him back in the 46s and having a good meet there. And he just, just playing poorly or just missed the cut by a little poor strategic move.
That comment is also coming from people seeing other 46-5s, 46-6s happening and populating. And that 46-4 isn't as otherworldly now as it seemed to have been back then. And yeah, people are just wanting to see that showdown. I get it. So yeah, I hear you. Missing Pan, but that's what he throws down in a month.
Yep. All right, we'll go 2 more audience questions here, Luke. So this one is from Phillips with million S's. Why did Léon do bad in the 4 IM? What'd he go? 405? Why'd he do so bad, Luke? Why does he suck again? God, that guy's horrible. God.
Listen, people got excited, right? That 152, people started asking questions. He's going to go 359, and I talked to you guys about that, but I didn't think he was going to go that fast. We don't know what shape he's in. We don't know where he's at. It's the last day of the meet. We don't know what his focus was. He gunned for that 152. So bad. Isn't he like the 4th fastest time of all time?
Exactly. Now on the previous show, Brian and I both thought, he wasn't going to go that fast neither. We thought he still kind of getting back into shape this year, after the Olympics figuring out. So, like you said, I think we all got a little too excited after that 152. So, yeah, I think he's just, maybe not all the way into full 400 IM training shape, still building up there. Maybe he had that 100 breast on the relay coming up. He knew they could medal. So, hey, and it wasn't like he had a race. He was so far ahead, right? He could pretty much see and control where he was. So I think he held back a smidge and just getting back into it. So that'd be my guess. I got certainly worries about Léon, the guy who just went 152 in the 2IM. Yeah, I got zero worries about this guy. That's for sure. All right, last one from our man Neophyte Shara. Is Pearsall's world record under threat? I think this is because we almost saw, I don't know, someone dip into 152 range. So someone's almost a second off. What do you think, Luke?
No, man. No, not yet. I mean, it was interesting, right? Because you saw the splits. If I'm not correct, didn't they go out under pace at like even 100, even 150? But Pearsall just held it together the last 50. Dude, they're still a second away. So no, it's not a threat. LA, why not? They get any confidence. I mean, the 2 fly 4 men seemed impossible, and that seems very reachable now. So the legendary record of Aaron, why not? What do you think, John? 3 years though.
I mean, it's going to go down eventually. By LA, I'm going to say no, but I hope so. Yeah. But I do think around 2030 it's gonna go down. But you don't know, right? I mean, we'll get into Kotze maybe here. I mean, he had a great 2 back, and maybe he's coming on there. Or as we find out every few years, someone we don't even know about can hop on the scene and pop something and really get to that next level. So I'm excited to see where it goes. But I'm gonna say we got a handful more years. But I'm all for seeing it before then or at LA, man.
Agree. Imagine if he's there in his hometown. He's from SoCal, right? So it'd be cool for him to see that go down. All right, what do you got next? Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to do a little recap here of Worlds. So we're going to go through some different categories. We're going to go through individual swim of the meet. So that's like, just the most dominant or the most amazing swim. Then we're going to go over race of the meet. So like the greatest competition. So between different athletes, it was a great race. Then after that, we'll get into swimmer of the meet. Now, obviously, World Aquatics announces swimmer of the meet, but we're going to give some other ones and give some insights and reasons why other people maybe should have won it. Then we're going to go through relay of the meet, newcomer of the meet, and then also the biggest upset of the meet. So like what race was there an upset or a surprise even? So maybe more of a surprise of the meet here. So Luke, let's kick it off. I'll give you the layup here. Individual swim of the meet. There was only one individual world record. Is he going to go with it?
I just want to say that I didn't pay attention to this meet as much as I normally do to meets. So please forgive me for John's going to be the expert on this. I just saw the headlines and some of the stuff. I didn't watch much. It was crazy. Okay, this swim made me realize, dang, what kind of swims have we missed in the past? If Ryan Lochte only had 1 swim at the World Championships, or if Phelps only had 1 or 2 swims and focus on that, and just really focus on just like going and had been coming close to this record for a while. And it's like, okay, I'm going to target this and go for it. Imagine if Phelps trained for a year and just was to go for 1 race at 1 big meet and what he could have done. I mean, he was a legendary already, but yeah, Léon's 152. He got so close to it and you could just tell he wanted it. He got Phelps' 4IM and that was a very special moment for him. He wanted Lochte's 2IM. He wanted to be, and I knew he was going to get it very close. I just was not expecting a 152, dude, because people hadn't going on to 155 is rare. Well, we're seeing it now with casters and stuff, but it's rare. And he went 152. Come on. So me, that was it.
Yeah. No, I think obviously the individual swim of the meet goes to him. I mean, he just put it out there at semis, similar to what I remember seeing him do at NCs, where it's like, hey, I'm going to go out fast and stay fast. Good luck. There's no like, oh, they're catching him on backstroke. This is his weak stroke. It was like, no, all right. I'm with you on fly. I'm beating you off the underwaters, and I'm accelerating on backstroke, and there's no looking back. So he did it like I saw him do yards, where he just like sprinted it, and it's insane to me that someone can do that. But he's an insane athlete, and nothing is too much for him. So yeah, that's I think number one on everyone's list. Other ones I have on here, you already kind of mentioned it. Summers 201, 200 fly, first textile 201. We saw her visibly frustrated and upset that she missed it, but still a best time and amazing swim here. I don't know. What do you think of her reaction, Luke? There's some mixed views on her being so frustrated at the end of this race and other races. How do you view that?
Summer loves to win, obviously, we all do, but she hates more losing. That's her coach, right? She hates losing, and
Yep,
I think
that's
that's what you do. And man, you get so close to something and you just miss it. You work so hard, you go through all that pain, you train for it, and you just fall flat. It's freaking annoying. It's frustrating. It's like, God damn it! I was like one fingernail away over the course of 2 minutes. So yeah, it's frustrating. She was there. She wanted it. She'd been working for it. To fly is her pet event. She loves it. She wanted to own that, and she deserves it soon. So I mean, I love the fact the raw emotion. I love the fact that she was being who she is, and swimming needs a lot more of that. And we've talked about it before in the past. We see people celebrating, yay, but we don't see people getting angry and getting pissed off that they touched or calling out each other. And it happens. It happens all the time. You know, I was so angry when I swam a crap time a couple of months ago, and I told people about it. I touched the wall. I mean, you got to be like that, dude. That's our sport.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think it's ridiculous. I think some of the commentary on it is sexist, in all honesty. It's like, hey, when Kobe loses and has Mamba mentality, people are excited about it. Summer, she loses, she's mad. We want this emotion. You should be upset, like he said. We talked to Santo Condorelli, and he was saying he wants to beat everyone. We want people to beat each other. And it's not like she went crazy afterwards. She had great things to say after that 800 about Katie. It's just, hey, she needs a minute. And that's very mature to be that upset and then collect yourself in a few minutes. So I don't know. I think it's so blown out of proportion. Like I said, I think it's sexist that, oh, she's so mad. She needs to be a young lady. Oh, come on. She is world's greatest. Let her be the best and let her be herself. So Summer, love it. Other great swims of the meet. I mean, I think one thing that we're kind of getting bored of, or as a swim community, or it just like goes overhead, is Kaylee McCune going championship records in the 100 and 200 back, just missing world records. I mean, amazing, right? And that's like low on the list, I think, but she's so good. And then I'd say Popovici, 100 free, 46.5. I don't think many of us had him going that fast, even though we probably should have. But we were like, hey, can he do it in the heat with all these people? And the answer is yes.
John, how did he swim that? What was the splits?
I think he was what was he? He was back in 24.0 again.
Okay.
So out in like 22.3, 22.4. I think that was about it. So similar to how he kind of did it last time, just out a little bit quicker. But
so he chased down Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, but he smoked everyone on the back half like he does. Like he did in the 200 against Luke. He's just like lurking. All right, guys, time for me to turn on my legs and just like power boat past everyone.
He breathes every two coming home, right? If I remember.
I think so.
Yeah. It's just incredible. All right. I might do it off my 50. Way I'm going to survive. Breathing every two.
Breathe every two at the coming home with that 50 free. All right. All right. Now we're gonna get into a race of the meet. So not like a time, but just like a competition, or it was like, man, this was a freaking race. So race of the meet. What do you got, Luke?
I mean, I it's one of the few races I tuned in to watch live because I had to. The 800 free for women. It was incredible. It was so unexpected.
Lived up to the hype.
It was so unexpected.
Better than the hype, I'd say.
Better. You couldn't predict that. The overall time was expected. It's fast. It's not, sometimes you race, but
that's what we thought they'd go, roughly.
The time isn't as fast because it's a race. You get lost in a race. 805s. Lanny Pallister, 3-second drop.
Lanny. That was awesome.
Katie flexing. Like, don't forget who I am. How she raced it. Someone made her move like a Formula One racer. She went and she drafted and she pulled out the slipstream and she made the move and then she blew a flat tire. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, talk about living up to it. I'm so glad I could watch it without any spoilers because, as much as I love Lonnie, and God, she had such a great Australian trial. She's been on fire.
I,
Me, like everyone, didn't think she was going to be up there, and she is just such a gutsy swimmer. I mean, they all are, but just be like, hey, all right, I'm going to go out with you all. Let's just see what happens. And I think Ledecky tried to break everyone, right? She was out faster than her world record pace. Ledecky is amazing. No denying it. She's amazing. And she's like, hey, I'm gonna go out. Just keep up. Who can I break? And I hate to say it, but I think she broke Summer a little, because I think, like you said, at that 725, Summer tried to make a move, and she couldn't get past Ledecky. And I think Summer maybe in her head, and we'll see. Afterwards, she said she didn't swim her own race, so I'm intrigued to know what her own race was. But from what I could see out of Summer, it was like, okay, I'm faster than you all in sprint. I'm just going to be at your hip, Ledecky, at the 700, and I'm going to pass you because I'm faster than you. And she tried, and Ledecky turned her legs on, and she couldn't pass her. And then once Summer couldn't pass her, I think she kind of shut it down, which is, hey, she's still figuring out how to swim the 800, still figuring out some of these things as a younger swimmer. But, man, what a freaking race. Better than expected. Whenever you get a 2-horse race and you add a third one in, what is there not to like about that?
And you mentioned her youth. Summer's 18. Summer has set her world records mainly in Canada, right? When she's at trials by herself. And this is different for her racing. But what did Popov say? 7 years. You learn 7 years, learn how to train. 7 years, learn how to race. 7 years, learn how to win, or whatever or Turetsky used to say that. But it takes a while to learn how to race and to win. Katie's been winning the 800 free since 2013 at World Championships.
Yeah. No, I hear you. What a great race. Another great. Yeah. I mean, you said you were nervous?
No, what else did I miss in terms of?
What else did I miss? Oh, I thought you said I was nervous. I was like, about that race. I think another great race. This one didn't live up to the hype as much, but I was excited about it. Was the women's 200 breast. Douglas going, and that could have been an individual swim of the meet as well. 218 for Douglas, American record. Just a great overall swim against Luke. I need you to help me pronounce the names. Chepimova. The Russian 200 breaststroker. I apologize. I can't pronounce names, but like I said, didn't live up to the hype as much, but a great race. And then the other ones I had were the men's 100 and 200 free. Great races. Popovici pulling out both of them. Hobson, man, he's a racer. He's going for it. But, man, Popovici just, I don't know, man. I don't know if he has 7 years of learning how to train and needing to learn how to race. He seems cool as anyone at the moment, being 6th place at the 150 or whatever he was, and just being like, I'm going to smoke you guys this last 50. It's all good.
He does continue to remind us of Popov, of not only his technique and his attitude and his build, but also how he races, how he's able to get his hand those last 15 meters, increase his tempo, and finish the wall. He reminds me so much of Popov.
Yep. So those are my main races of the meet here. So if we missed any, let us know, guys. I'm sure we missed some, so just let us know what we missed. All right, swimmer of the meet. Now, like I mentioned, World Aquatics named swimmers of the meet. They picked, the two heavy hitters, Léon Marchand on the men's side and Summer McIntosh on the women's side. But Luke, who do you have? Do you agree with World Aquatics?
What if we were just not separated by gender and just say, here's the top 3 swimmers in a meet, and just mix the genders up and see? Because what if there was a female swimmer who had a better performance overall than the male swimmer of the meet? I was going to go there because they are some.
Rank so obviously,
only one swimmer has won more gold medals in a long course world championships, and that's the GOAT. So then Summer McIntosh. So she is the swimmer of the meet. She juggled the schedule. That was insane. You think of her events to fly 2 IM, 4 IM, 8 free. That's hard. Being in the finals, and she did well. And then she was on how many relays for Canada? So 4 goals and by far the swimmer to meet and the face of swimming right now. And good face. She as you said, she's very mature and she's
Leon's the face of swimming, right?
Léon is the face of swimming. I know he's posing with Wemby and Mbappe for I get it.
But Summer's up there. Yeah, she's definitely the female face and up there. I'm just poking at you there, but yeah.
So Summer's the face of swimming. That's where I'm at. What about you?
Yeah, so somewhere of the meat for me. Ooh, I don't know. Like I mentioned, there's a few different options here, but I think we're gonna have Brian join us here. Hey B, how you doing, man?
The perils of scheduling in multiple time zones. Sorry, my boys.
Oh,
Anyway,
Got to love it.
man, Brandon was on Pacific time. So sorry. Good
All good,
morning.
man. Well, you are in Pacific
World
time,
champs.
so
What a meet.
welcome, world champs. Yeah, we're just rolling through some different categories. We're on swimmer of the meet right now. So Luke went with summer overall swimmer of the meet. Obviously Leon with the world record. What a good swim, insane. Other people I had Kaylee McCune, like I said, two records in the 100 and 200 back. That just fly under the radar every freaking meet.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wish this was like. I remember yesterday watching the awards for these two, and I wasn't sure if they were going to give it to Leon. It makes sense because one of his swims had the world record, but Joaudi had an amazing meet, and I think he deserves an honorable mention for showing up against that field and having the performances he did. That was the other one in my mind that was like, whoa, I don't know, like huge meet. So, but yeah, obviously, like, hey, a bounce back from Gretchen to return to form, Tori returning to form. Like Ruta coming through, like again with what was that her fourth straight world title in the 50 breast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a few others that just had like two titles, like Grousset, if I can say it right this time, or somewhere close to it. I mean, also a crowded field in the fly events, winning the 50 and 100 fly, and then Poppin, I think the second fastest split on the medley relay of all time. He had a great meet. Popovici, who we talked about, 100, 200 free, just huge statement wins. And then Chin winning the 50, or sorry, what did he win? The 100 and 200 breast and getting third in the 50 breast. A solid meet for him, who has been, a little up and down. And as we talked earlier, maybe he is focusing still on Asian Games and has more to come. So, yeah, I think all great swimmers and great swims for the meet, having two wins. So, yeah, I think all around a lot of great performances. So, all right, next we'll get into our next category. So we got three more categories. Next one we're going to do is relay of the meet, then newcomer of the meet, and then surprise of the meet here. All right. So relay of the meet, Luke. What do you have?
why did you go first, John?
You want me to go first? All right, I can go first with it since you've been leading the whole time.
Okay, we had a world record last night. I mean, that's my low-hanging fruit, right? The women's
So are
world
you
record.
taking it? So just say it if you're gonna talk about it.
Okay, the world record. I mean, at the end of the meet, that was a great way to cap a meet. As Brian just mentioned, Team USA bounced back from that illness and to come back and then set world record and finish the stage and great splits. Tough world record. To
We're
me,
talking
that's
about the
really
women's 400 medley relay, from
Yeah.
my understanding, with the
Yes.
U.S. breaking the world record. Yep.
But how can you not set a world record when you think of the swimmers who were on that relay? It was incredible. But they all performed, right? They all did really well.
Yeah. Kate Douglas, our most versatile swimmer in the world. I will go on a hill saying she is the most versatile swimmer, splitting a amazing, I think 104 something, coming up huge for, somewhat of a question mark position there. Obviously, she had a great 100 breast, individually getting second, but going into the season, we weren't sure who was going to take the reins from Lily King for Team USA, and Kate Douglas stepping up, as she always does.
Solid. Yeah. Like it turned into a very solid 100 breaststroker. And I think I don't know, was that also the shock of the meet? I know I'm jumping in the middle of this conversation, but that Anna Ellen victory was also pretty. I don't know who picked it. Yeah.
Yeah, no one picked it. No, that's definitely a surprise of the meet for me. That one was nuts, and I don't know. Women's 100 breast is always 100 breast has surprises. Let's be honest. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
half the people are doing dolphin kicks the whole way, so you can get by and do whatever you want. So it's all good.
Did we name who that was in the video?
No, I haven't talked about it at all.
Well,
I don't even know the person's name.
I don't know. So here's the thing: we have this video going around our group chat of some breaststroker from the meet who sure looks like they're dolphin kicking, and we need to confirm who it is, and we're like debating whether or not we post it on social. Oh, you know who it is.
I know who it is.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know the name, but I know who it is. But yeah, if you guys want, I don't know, what do we want to call this? The Uncensored Social Kick Instagram. Maybe we have a channel of that.
Well, here's the challenge, you guys. Like, we have like the people who love listening to our podcasts, and then we have people who follow us on Instagram, and sometimes those aren't like the same audience. And also, like, you have this like inner conflict of we want to just like watch something and share what we think is interesting, but we also like don't want to piss a bunch of athletes off, and so we're always having to come up with, a solution to said problem. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little challenging to figure out should we post that or not. But
I think we're getting there. The Uncensored Social Kick. We'll have to figure this out one of these days. All right, so I'll go next for a relay of the meet. I'll take the other world record. The what was it? The 4x1 free relay. They got the world record, right? Now the mixed one. Now I'm questioning myself. But I believe they also had the world record, the U.S. team. I mean, Patrick Salmon coming through just huge with relay split after relay split. I think splitting 46 high on that relay and just being Mr. Consistent on these relays for Team USA on a men's team that was a little bit depleted and looking for people to step up. So I think he came through huge on his individual swims and the relay swim. So I think kind of the unwritten relay hero with how much hype Alexi's getting, and deservedly so, but Patrick Salmon coming through with some awesome relay swims when Team USA really needed it. Do you get any remarks on the relays? Yeah.
Well, I was just going to, on that point, like, turns out that, on the medley relay, the U.S. could have used Salmon in the morning, but they swam Alexi, and turns out no penalty to that other than the fact that Patrick Salmon doesn't get a medal, which is a real bummer that he doesn't get that medley relay, when certainly a 46.7 was all that was needed. I think that's what Alexi went in the morning, and then, nothing else to add in the relays.
Yeah, we'll say this, when I saw that 46.7 for Alexi, I was like, oh man, he could have let off the gas a little more than that, but
right,
he was letting off the gas apparently with that 45.9 later.
yeah, apparently that was. Yeah, I don't know.
but
yeah.
But yeah, what an anchor, man. Luke, you want to talk more about that 45.9? I think you were the most pumped about that, hitting up the group chat.
And no, it was just dominating of how he did it. How it brought the US back to get him a bronze, right? It was significant for them as well to give him some redemption after the legs before. No, 45.9 people. That's 0.03 off the fastest ever. We were freaking out with Lizak's 46. So I mean, this is insane. 45.9, looking solid, having a great meet. Jack is getting better and better, meet after meet. Can't wait. Kudos, Jack.
Yeah, getting very consistent. So that's great to see and great to have for a relay swimmer and a potential anchor. I mean, it's great to have someone that could go fast, but I think as we found out with like Adrian way back when, it's nice just to have like, okay, we know this guy's gonna be solid at the end of a relay.
My only concern is if he continues doing this, Rowdy is going to have some heart issues. He gets so excited.
That 800 free women's almost put Rowdy, I think, a few years closer to the grave, man. He was losing it, as I think a lot of us were, but he really wasn't that 800 for women's.
Yeah. Wait, did we talk about Chlorine Daddy for honorable mention somewhere in the meet?
I mentioned him, and I talked about him for individual swims of the meet in that 100 and 200. Those were just great swims. And
I guess he's one of those swimmers that I feel like when it comes to relay talk, I'm like, oh man, we never get to see that guy on relays. Mm-hmm. Like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And also, there's a bit of a pivot, but the neutral athletes thing, like, if they're not representing their country, wouldn't it be cool if you could, like, I don't know, incorporate like an all-star team or something?
Yeah.
Like
a European team
like
versus
like swimmers that don't have a relay. Like I don't know. Like,
oh, there you go. Like Yeah, an unattached relay, or if you're the only swimmer. I don't know,
Yeah.
how would you qualify that? You're the only swimmer from your country, or you'd have to just not have a relay qualify, and then you're in this
Yeah,
pool.
what if you don't have a relay entered, then you can be part of a pool of like all-star swimmers.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, I'm up for that. I mean, I'm up for having more fast swimming and all that. I mean, as a swimming perspective, it was great to have the neutral athletes in, and I think relay wise, I kind of forgot how good these athletes were on a relay, or how many great swimmers, neutral athletes have. It's just like, God, they've got two in every stroke pretty much, and they're a very deep squad and very fast, as we saw in that medley relay. There was no question in my head they were gonna take that medley at the end if they went what they were on paper already projected to go.
Right. Also, you know what I learned in this World Championships? That World Aquatics has an anthem.
Yeah, it's not bad. I listened to it.
I mean, it's fine. I don't know. You thought it was all right?
Fast forward.
Because I think I missed it earlier in the meet because they won another relay, right? I forget the mixed.
Oh yeah,
something.
The men's medley.
Well, they won the men's medley, but there was something else they had won earlier.
Mixed medley.
I think
Mixed medley.
The mixed medley.
They won both medleys. Yeah.
So I didn't see the medal ceremony for that one, but I saw it for the men's medley, and I was like, what are they going to do here? Like, what do they play? Do they just sit there in silence and like give them a moment? Do they just walk away? Like, who's to say that you need to play an anthem? So World Aquatics has an anthem, and all those swimmers were like, standing there like appreciating. It looked like nobody was
were they
bored
singing
or.
it? We love World Aquatics. Thank you for letting us swim this meet. Thank you. Was that how it
We
went? I
absolutely were not cheating.
Yes. We swear we are not cheating.
There is one mixed medley. There is one relay we didn't talk about, and it's a relay that I would like the three of us to take part in one day. With a draft, you've mentioned it, but it was a media relay. So it was won by John Mason, James Gibson, Bobby Hurley, and Beisel. They won it. Pretty good splits. But on that relay, there were other teams where Dylan Carter led off in a 22-4.
Yeah, why is he on a relay?
Hold on a second. Is it faster than he won in the actual meet?
Where Penelli Bloom went 26 or something.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you had... That would be fun to see, and good for those legends of racing as well. By the way,
Kate Campbell going 24.
I think that's the news is Kate Campbell.
Yeah,
I mean, the other thing that World Aquatics can learn from it is let's have a freaking 200 relay at this event. I want to see a 200 relay for the main athletes. I mean, talk about exciting. I mean, that's the most exciting event at NCAA, so I don't know why it'd be any different here. It'd be awesome to watch.
It's because they have it at World Masters. That's going to be exciting enough, John.
Oh, they're saving it. They're saving it for the big meet, right?
They don't want people to get too excited.
Yeah, Luke's training for his distance event, 50 meters.
I want to see how far Luke clears the leg in front of him off this relay start. What are you saying, B? Like, he's got maybe 3 inches past this guy's feet when he dives in?
It depends how many deep breaths Luke takes behind the block when he's standing on it, never having seen a wedge before. Now,
this training block of 3 months, first training block in 15, 20 years, has not included starts or long course. Minor details.
Yeah. Training block meaning weeks of training, not the actual block that we were just talking about. Yeah. No, I just think he's gonna freak out when he stands up there on the wedge, and he's like, "What do I do with my feet?"
What's going on? This red stuff. What's going on?
Yeah.
Good luck with that relay start, man. Actually, I guess when you move the wedge to the back and both your toes are at the edge, you don't have to worry about the.
I'm going back to 1996.
Oh, that's right. Wait. Hold on. Did we decide that you're not going to use the wedge? That you're just going to go 2 feet up?
I haven't decided yet. I'm going to decide when I get there and see how the grind feels.
Can you move the wedge so far forward? Your feet on the toes on the edge. Those heels can still be lifted.
It's going to call it. It's
I
going to
don't
be
think
called
so.
from moving forward.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, he's going with the Mark Foster style
you guys are
start.
holding back us two footers here.
Yeah.
Me and Popov
gonna
are mad about
injure
this
himself
situation.
stepping on the block. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
All right.
Did we
Next
talk about the
category.
50s?
We have not, but we can get into it, man. What do you want to
Okay,
say
well-
about the 50s? Entering
Well-
the meet or not the first time, but first time now that they're in the Olympics, and now U.S. gives a shit, so you can touch on that. I didn't.
Well, yeah, here's my problem about it. U.S. celebrating the fact that they got their first ever world title in the women's 50 butterfly, and this is like not a knock on Gretchen. Gretchen obviously, is the best swimmer in the world in that event. So it has nothing to do with like who swam it, but they were like celebrating, oh, it's our first ever world title in the women's 50 butterfly, and it's like, well, yeah, because you never cared about bringing the best candidate that the U.S. had to swim that race. And I think it's a bit disingenuous, like, oh, celebrate this world title. Like for all the years prior when they didn't give a shit about those medals counting, even though World Aquatics, then FINA, was giving out the exact same medal for the 50s as they did for the 100s and the 200s and the 400s. And so USA Swimming never gave a shit about those exact same medals until they became Olympic events. And I just think that's like, I don't think they're like the only country, by the way, too. It's just the one that's closest to me. But
Yeah, I think Australia, a similar mindset, right?
I'm very pro 50s, but I'm just sour over all these countries who are like, oh, how great is it that our athletes did good in the 50s, and we're like, oh, come on, let's not pretend that you were on this bandwagon before. You never gave a shit.
How did the swimmers that qualified for the 50 strokes only, right, from the US do? I want to think it's the like how did it do?
Well,
Campbell,
Michael Andrew, not so well. You had
Dylan
McCarthy got fifth in the 50 back, which was solid.
Yeah.
Female breaststroker, what's her name? Siroki.
She did not make it back.
Just right.
Yeah. She didn't make semis, I don't believe. Who else do we have?
Because those are the first time that the US actually had people who are specialties in 50s get to swim it. And
yes, Siroki had the swim off for 17th, but
and unfortunately, I'd say the U.S. 50 specialist outside of Quinton, and maybe I'm missing some, didn't do so well.
Oh, and then Michael Andrew, did he make the team in anything besides the 50s?
No, he did not.
Okay, and then he didn't have a great meet either. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah.
They weren't expected to win, though, coming in either. They weren't like these super athletes in the 50s. So, I don't know. I know Michael Andrews is a big name, but with his recent performance, I don't have him winning any of these.
Right. And and that would be a fair rebuttal to say, okay, well, is there any value in us, bringing 50 specialists? But then again, I don't know that this is the meet that we're going to make that decision, and that we can point to based on sample size of one, because it affected all races, people being sick and stuff. So I don't know that we saw that's the thing with like everybody giving pushback on USA Swimming, but I don't know if you guys already talked about that, but maybe a bit misplaced when it affected all the races.
About it too much, but obviously Team USA post-Olympic year, a lot of swimmers in general are sitting out. They're not there. Not all of them, but a lot are sitting out. So much illness rampant throughout this event, and it's hard to say how much that really impacted every athlete individually, but I know most athletes aren't just going to be adding 15 seconds like Luka Mijakovic did in the 400 free just because he had a bad meet, right? So clearly a lot of athletes were impacted a lot. So I don't know. It's still, I think, a great performance by a lot of athletes in a lot of different countries, but USA did perfectly fine, in my opinion. Always room to improve.
Dude, I was working really hard on my breaststroke. I'm trying to even just get my hands out of freaking water, fall as my shoulders. And I was so proud how I was going. And I touched the wall, and Brian just looked at me and went, "Are you serious? Are you serious? Is this right?" And gave me shit for like just not looking as good as it could be. And I took that like, dang, I need to get better. Let's go. I've got 2 more weeks. Let's work on getting better. And I took the feedback and I worked hard by somebody who I admire in swimming, like a fucking legend, knows his shit. and give me a little trash talk about it, and it's going to get me going for my race. And I think as swimmers, that's how we thrive. We thrive on like, come on, what the hell, you ready?
Yep.
Well, thank God you didn't get your feelings hurt.
You see the metaphor. But the
Slide in our
metaphor is there for
DMs
USA
about
swimming.
how hurt your feelings are.
And I
No,
do
but that's
want to say
metaphor.
one point. This is a very male-focused topic about like, oh, the team's not doing well. Team USA women are still doing great.
Yeah, they're doing great. And I think like Phelps
Right.
and Lochte are probably talking about the men, and then all the
Yeah,
women
yeah,
are the ones who
solely
got their
there,
feelings
right?
hurt. Yeah.
Yep. But the women are doing great. No
I'm
doubt
like, they're
about
not
it.
talking about you guys. Yeah.
And like you guys said, hey, let's go. And I think, hey, sometimes everyone gets motivated different ways, right? Some people need a hug, other maybe need a push like this. And Lily King making finals of the 50 breast, kind of talking on it. I think we would agree she's someone that thrives when there's some confrontation and maybe this locker room putting on the locker room or the bulletin board material, right? I mean, some athletes do really well with that. So I don't know. People just get very upset nowadays about every little thing. But moving on to topics here. All right. Newcomer of the meet will be our next category. Luke, you got any idea who's a newcomer at this meet?
You talking about World Masters or Worlds? Because I know World Masters.
Yeah. Who's the new? This is your first World's Masters, right? So you're about to be a newcomer.
Sure, it's international meet, dude. Masters international meet. Um, come on, newcomer of the meet. The 12-year-old, I guess. I mean, I knew who she was. We'd seen her swim at that stuff, but to have that wherewithal at that age, I have a 12-year-old daughter. I know what that's like, and to step on that stage and come fourth twice,
Three times.
Three times,
fourths.
dude, and then medal in a relay.
Three-fourths.
She medaled in a relay.
Yeah. On the prelims relay, right, of the 800 free relay. So
to me, that's like good, but it's a big debate. Do you want to have a 12-year-old? The 14-year-old rule got put in because of what was happening, because of the, let's say, abuse. I mean, back in the day, 14-year-old Anita Nall, 14-year-old Amanda Baird were swimming for the U.S. in the Olympics. These Germans were putting out young people back in the day, the Russians. And so absolutely we got to protect the youth out there and not be pushed because they were being taken advantage of. So that is a big topic to see. And hopefully the guardrails are in or will be in. But if you look at the other side, kudos, guys.
yeah, I mean, you hope the best of all those things, like you said, and you hope that no one would be doing such heinous things, but you never know. But I'm just excited that the fastest athletes are there. That's all I care about. And clearly, she deserved to be there, getting fourth in 3 events, which is insane. It'll be very intriguing to track her career over the years because we've had a lot of athletes, American, Chinese, Australian, come up quick, and then injuries happen, mental health, like things burn out, right? But I think the sky's the limit for her, and we'll see what she can do at LA. And obviously, meets before LA, but she'll be 15 at LA, and we could assume a little more physically mature and ready to make a pretty big splash if she's still improving at this rate.
Can I just add a quick disclaimer? People who are listening, if you have a 12-year-old who's doing really well in their age group meet for their city champs, they're not the next Michael Phelps. Chill. Let them have fun. Enjoy. This doesn't happen. They're not going to be this. It's very, very rare.
They're the next UZD. That's who they are. That's for sure.
Did they waive
Brian,
that
any
rule?
newcomers stand out to you, or any other thoughts on that?
Oh, I don't know if it was a newcomer. The only person that first came to mind was Peter Kotze, but I don't know how many worlds he's swam in before, but certainly like a giant breakout meet.
Yeah, I think that fits the category there. Like I said, we can be kind of loose here, but he, even after his 51 at Wugs, I'm not sure many were picking him for winning the 100 back. So huge props to him for stepping up after that and winning a pretty crowded field. I'm gonna butcher this name, but the Belgian swimmer Roos Vauterdijk, she got second in the 100 fly and was in a bunch of races. I think she swam 5 races at this meet. I think she's 20 years old. I had to do a little research on her. For all I know, this is her third world champs, but she surprised me. Was a newcomer, and like I said, getting second to Gretchen, you get overshadowed for sure because you're losing by a second and a half or over a second, but great swim and seems to be very versatile and able to do a lot. Also one of those swimmers that isn't on a team with relays, so you're not in the relay mix. You also go under the radar more, unless you're Popovici and winning. But
Agree.
it's just easy to kind of be forgotten if you're not getting medals that way or getting the finals spotlight in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Perkins from Australia did well, popping up. A lot of the young swimmers, the next generation, is showing up and doing well in the relays for Aussies. Also, the depth is showing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How many worlds has a Chicken Nova swim in before, by the way?
Maybe 2?
She has? She's 20 now. Okay. Yeah. I just know, like, you know, it's one of those that we hadn't heard from in the last few years. So she's been around, but we hadn't been able to see them in head-to-head competition. So, you know, still swam well. Obviously not at her best, but yeah.
Yeah, not a 217, but yeah, great race, and you know Douglas coming up huge there, that's for sure.
Mm.
Now, last category we have here, surprise of the meet. B, you want to roll with your 100 breast women's that you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who had Anna Ellett winning that 100 breasts on their bingo card. I doubt many.
Yeah,
and like, and that's not to say, like, we've seen Anna more closely perform well at NCAAs and, you know, be on the podium there, but I don't know, to roll a gutter ball and be on the outside lane and take the world title, I think probably surprised most people. So, and it's not like it was super slow. You know, we're not seeing a ton of people going in 104, which what she went, like 105 flat or something.
Yeah, or low, yeah.
Kind of in that range. So there's still like a good chunk off that world record. So I think sometimes you see that sort of thing in races where, you know, they don't, where they're a little bit further away from the world record. And so it's like a little bit more wide open. But I'll just say, like, I don't know. That one I didn't expect. I thought it was cool. I feel like we've had a chance to chat with her, you know, tangentially, but, you know, I've seen her swim a bunch of times. So I thought that was kind of cool just to see that come. Like, we've seen her be teammates with Lydia Jacoby and have Jacoby, you know, win races and stuff. And so I don't know. Like, I just thought it was cool. Like, they've got a fun coaching staff over there. And so I felt like tangentially rooted for Anna Ellen, so good to see her get a world title. That's fun.
Yeah, one thing to bring up, and you know, obviously PD was such an outlier, but we're so far off the women's world record, so far off the men's world record in this 100 breast.
Yeah.
Are they just officiating it this much closer that we're not able to do things we used to do as closely?
Well, I don't know. We're saying we've got
so far off?
Well, we were just talking about how we've got like a video that we haven't shared on social of somebody who's very clearly what looks to us like dolphin kicking in the middle of the breaststroke. And
some are doing it, but
I don't know. Some of them are doing it, but it is hard to police. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the reason why, though, or if it's just that you've got, you know, some generational types of swims. Maybe that puts in perspective how good Lily King's, you know, 104-1 or whatever it is. How, I mean, we knew at the time when PD went 56, when no one else had been 57, that was something pretty crazy. It's like Léon going 152 and no one, including him, has ever been 153. Is like these like giant leaps forward. And so maybe it's just that good. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that Lily King, like you said, the record's just underappreciated. Yeah.
But, you know, like there's other events that have stalled for a really long time. And so maybe we're not quite there yet with some of the breaststrokes. Or maybe they're kind of like in the middle of their incubation phase where I feel like it's reached like its maximum with the 400 free, and Lucas Martin's finally taking it down and getting under 340, and then having the men's 200 free is one that stood for a long time. Obviously, like some are, you know, scaring. Luza goes, you know, 201.18 before. It's like, you know, some of these records were just so far out there, and maybe that Lily King's women's 100 breaststroke is one of those.
Yeah, for sure. Luke,
do you
got
think
a surprise of the meet? Or
well, yeah, I do. But quickly, do you think that they're going to have underwater cameras at World Masters for breaststroke kicking? I need all the help I need.
I think what matters for you is, can you do a breaststroke kick at all?
I will find out as I dive in. So I dive in and I'm either like limping or we're good.
I think they'll be able to tell if you're wearing fins. The officials may not have the best eyes, but they can see.
I'm
your
getting
fins
clear
on.
fins. No, it should be fine. All right.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The category, well, you have a here written upset at the meet, and there are 2 swims where I was upset. So can we twist it that way when I was upset?
You do whatever you want, man. Go for it.
I was upset when I called Summer's world record to fly. She just missed it. I was like, dang it. But what upset me was Kashia's 8th place. It's like, I love Kashia. We love Kashia. What I was like, I thought, you call it, John. This is her time. And then 8th, slow time for her. Did she hit the floor? Something I didn't see her race, but I was like, dang, that was upset. That was an upset. If you think of the other way of what an upset would be, she just, contender.
Man, no Trinidad love. I thought those boys were making you cry and upset during this meet.
Yeah.
Mention that right now. We didn't have a very good meet, Trinidad, but that's okay.
Hey, you're gonna do the tombstone with Trinidad, right? We talked about this.
Exactly. Me and George and my brother are gonna be like, yo, we come back out of shape.
98 to 2000.
Exactly.
I think we could call every race in the first 2 days an upset stomach race, couldn't we?
Oh, that's funny.
Who you got, John?
Yeah, I've got a few here. I think we've already kind of touched on a lot of these, but Jowdy, I can't say him.
Tunisian.
The Tunisian 800 miler, like you said, B. I don't think anyone had him going into the meet, or it was unlikely in those events. Even though he's a great swimmer, it's not like he was out of nowhere. He's been around.
Yeah.
Lonnie in the 800 getting second.
That was unbelievable.
Like, yeah, we talked about it a lot earlier, but never would have thought she was gonna get second in that event.
But so close to
Right.
Katie, not just second. Because every comes second.
Almost
Katie
won
Becky.
it. Almost
Right.
won it. And dropping a ton of time and breaking the Australian or oceanic record. And there's been a lot of great swimmers there, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Little B topics, Grousset and Koltze. We already talked about those guys, but just I think crowded fields and good wins.
Yeah, Grousset was crazy fast in that 100 fly, faster than I expected him to be. So, what do you go, 49.6? I mean, 2/10 off the world record. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure that I expected that much. Noe Ponte, good long course meet after having a ton of short course success. So,
Yeah, exactly.
No, those are fun. And
Mary Sophie Harvey getting a first medal.
But then she got hurt, right?
Yeah, her shoulder issues popping up.
Oh dang!
Yeah.
But at least she medaled, dude. Like,
yeah, she
well
had that
done.
medal. She had that medal, and then she got hurt.
I didn't know
and
that.
then had to bow out of the rest of the meet. So
Yeah,
that was a
Carson
bummer.
Foster hurt his ankle too. Had to scratch finals of the 2IM and then didn't swim the rest of the meet. So odd. I mean, on top of the illnesses that were affecting people, I don't know, big name injuries that I feel like don't often happen during a meet,
Nope.
Yeah, that's very strange.
right? It's like, what is happening
It's not.
here?
It's just not something that you hear in swimming very much. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Odd meet overall, but what else you guys have anything else to wrap up
Katz's
here?
154. Texas doing well. The 2IM. Kosh having a really solid all around meet. I mean, he won back 2IM, 2 back, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of
Other
versatility
relays?
from Coach. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, doing a lot there. B, what else did you have from the meet? I know you missed the first part of the talk, but anything else you want to touch on here before we wrap things up?
No, I'm good. That was fun. Well, here's the thing. So now I feel like a void. Now I gotta, and it's World Masters is not gonna fill it. I'm sorry, Luke. I feel like there's we had like the Tour de France, and then we had the women's tour, and we had Wimbledon, and then we've got swimming worlds just ended, and so now I've got USA Track and Field Nationals. I don't know how long I've got to wait till Track and Field Worlds, but like that's my next thing. It's like these Olympic style sports that I'm a huge fan of, and now that Worlds is over, I'm like, what? Clearly, I slept in today.
Well, they have one meet.
How dare I? After eight days of swimming to get up and get excited about.
there's another meet. So yesterday, I'm trying to take Santo Condorelli's advice and swim every day in taper. So I went to the country club yesterday and I did a workout. And Brian, I did a workout you and I did. Those 12 and a half, 12, 25, 25, 12 and a half. And next to me was clearly a very good age group swimmer. And she was going 50s and 35, holding 29s, easy. And she looked so smooth. And I spoke to the dad and I said, oh, she's going to IU. Well, she's incoming freshman at IU. And she's off to Junior Pan Ams in the 800 and the 1500 this next week. So Junior Pan Ams is a place where we get to see the next swimmers. You know, we can talk about that stuff. So we have a lot of like big junior meets coming up. There's some futures. Pay attention to some age group stuff. That's what, because they're going to show up in LA in 3 years' time.
Is over,
not futures. Okay, but let's say
junior nationals. But we do have.
Listen,
this
dude,
random USA swimming national meet, U.S. Summer Champs, where Dressel and Armstrong are supposedly entered starting tomorrow in Irvine.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So everyone download their favorite USA swimming app and enjoy a great experience on that app of just someone, you know, the in-house commentator talking about the meet here. Which he does a great job. It's just different to watch a meet when you're listening over a loudspeaker on a live stream. Not exactly... anything to come home or be excited about, but nonetheless, I think we're hitting the end here for the summer swimming season. That's for sure. Sorry, Luke.
I'll update you guys. You wait.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's this episode of Social Kick. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you much.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this episode of Social Kick and you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel. And we love talking swimming and we'd love to talk about swimming with you. So leave us a comment and we'll see you next time.